Another con when we look at using open source software is migration. When we look at changing to open source, we have to consider the training needs, okay, to inform staff, and the technology needs to make that migration change. Those are things that can make a difference in if we decide to use open source software or not. And then the uncertain future of open source is another consideration. The future of the software and the upgrades may be uncertain. Okay, the programmer who created it may decide to no longer maintain the software, or it may just become no longer available. So we have to consider that when we are weighing our options in open source. There are several examples related specifically to special education and open source. Okay, throughout the semester we're going to take a look at several when we look at tonight's technology tools. Frequently we're going to be looking at open source or Web 2.0 tools. Okay, so here is just a brief example of some of the tools we could look at. For example, with Firefox. We've talked about how Firefox is an open source software program, but it also has add-ons that are open source that would help students with disabilities. For example, Firefox is a download that is an add-on to Firefox, and it allows Firefox to become a screen reader. So students with visual impairments or reading difficulties can have the entire screen read to them. In addition, ClickSpeak is a similar add-on in that it creates text-to-speech capabilities within Firefox. PowerPoint also has a very similar add-on called PowerTalk. Now this only works with Windows XP or later, so it doesn't work on a Mac, and you do have to at least have Windows XP. But what PowerTalk does is it basically will speak anything on a PowerPoint slide. Finally, Adobe Reader has a great free read out loud feature that you can use with any Adobe Reader that you've downloaded. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to load, for example, the Dave Eddyburn article that you read. Okay? What I do to get this started is I go to View in Adobe Reader, and I go to Read Out Loud. Okay? I can select either the text that I want it to read, or I can have it just read this page only. So, for the example, I'm just going to click on that. And now, if I want to start reading at the beginning of the article, I can just click at the very first paragraph.
A fundamental issue associated with the inclusion of students with disabilities in general education class rooms concerns whether or not the students have access to the curriculum. In recent years, therefore, special educators and assistive technology special.
So you'll notice that it just reads in blocks. Okay. I also have other options. I can have it read just this page only, or I can have it read to the end of the document. So that's a free tool that you already have out there that you probably already have on your classroom computers that you could start using as soon as you have access to content in a PDF format.